Hello everyone, Twisted Animatronic here. Now for the past 3 years, we've been solving Security Breach and even Ruin completely wrong. This entire time, we've been looking at the animatronics, the Mimic, Vanny, hell, even Glamrock Freddy himself sometimes as the villains. Well, that's completely wrong. And this theory could completely change how you view Security Breach, Ruin, and Gregory himself. Have you ever wondered how Gregory ended up in the Pizzaplex to begin with, let alone just magically appearing in Freddy's room after Freddy malfunctions on stage and wakes up with Gregory there? The Patient 46 tapes, the GGY stuff, and not to mention how he completely destroys the animatronics. Now, one could argue and say that they deserve that, but I'll come back to that later and prove the fact of the matter is, they didn't. Well, maybe Monty did. Sorry, Monty. But Gregory seemingly goes out of his way to destroy the animatronics when he could have easily have just left them be. You see, there's something far deeper going on here with Gregory, and he has his own plans, which we're going to reveal today. You see, throughout the Pizzaplex, we find these CDs, and on these CDs, it details a therapist talking to a child. Now, immediately, a lot of people thought that this was Vanny, but they literally say that they're talking to a child. Someone who likes sweets, dislikes smelly girly flowers, and has a somewhat massive knowledge of computer programming. And further to this, we know that they're talking to a young male. Does this sound like Gregory?
Oh. The flowers? Yes, these are particularly fragrant today, aren't they? I'll move them.
And this is where things start to get extremely interesting, because on these tapes, we also know that this person, who I'm going to refer to as Gregory, because it's clearly a reference to Gregory, messes with the Pizzaplex, infects it with a virus, which infects the animatronics. Now this to me sounds exactly like the start of Security Breach, because Gregory actually alters Freddy. Now I'm not going to go into the full breakdown on that, because I've done it on this video about Freddy, but Gregory messes with Freddy's programming, making him extremely friendly to Gregory and disobedient against his superiors, which was Vanny. I mean, Freddy outright lies to Vanessa, goes against his own programming, all hints at the signs that he's been tampered with in a way by Gregory.
His name is Gregory. You know how I know that? His Fazwatch kept repeating it in your voice.
But at this stage, it isn't quite clear what Gregory's goals are or why he's even tampering with animatronics, infecting them with glitches, but don't worry, all that will become clear soon enough. Because you see, the evidence from the CDs clearly tell us that Gregory knows the programming needed to run an animatronic. I mean, he must do, right? Because if he does escape with the Freddy head at the end of the Security Breach ending, he would have to change the program in his head, right? I mean, he would have had to have modified his head and able to take it out of the Pizzaplex, create a closed circuit for the power, you know, all them details. But what is his goal here? We know that Freddy completely destroys the animatronics, even though he was told by Freddy not to hurt them. All of this is pointing to a very shady Gregory. I mean, Chica, for example, he didn't have to go out of his way to dismantle her. Now, you could say that dismantling Chica was an optional objective, because you could either go for Monty or go for Chica, right? But either way you look at it, in Ruin, we see them in their decommissioned states. Now, you can argue that Gregory didn't remove Chica's voice box, which is a theory I did before, but nevertheless, she is in a decommissioned state, indicating Gregory probably did decommission her in the trash compactor, which he didn't need to do. I mean, he lures her in there, pushes her in when she's literally of no threat to anyone, when he could have just simply have left her alone, literally going out of his way to destroy her, and then rips out her voice box. Why would you rip out her voice box? Well, that's because he has an ulterior motive. And further to this, it's quite evident that Chica herself is fighting the glitch trap mimic virus. I mean, you can see that she's constantly bugging out. She isn't in her right frame of mind, or in this case, her right frame of programming. Gregory would know this upon knowing the animatronics programming and how they operate correctly. Thus, he would know something's wrong with her, but instead of trying to help her, he literally wants her decommissioned. Numerous times throughout the game, Chica's actually pleading with him that she wants to help, and the glitch trap virus is affecting her. But nevertheless, Gregory still rips out her voice box, almost as if he was trying to silence her from speaking out or saying something. That is not a very nice thing to do, young Gregory. Not to mention, he smashes a go-kart into Roxy's face, then rips out her eyes. Why would he take out her eyes? It doesn't make any sense. Obviously, we know he kills Monty, but this is Monty, to be fair. But Gregory removes his claws, and then he forcefully upgrades Freddy with all these parts, all while lying to him when Freddy asks how he got them. He lies every single time. Oh, Chica accidentally got crushed by a compactor. Roxy was in an accident on Raceway when I accidentally threw my go-kart into her face. And I'm not going to tell you what happened about Monty and how I got his claws. What a complete little shit. But let's think back a second. We know that Gregory from the discs was talking to another person. He was having conversations with them. Now, initially, people thought that Gregory was the one being manipulated, but it actually turns out that Gregory was the one manipulating this other person. He was the manipulator, just like he's manipulating Freddy. He alters Freddy's programming, uses Freddy to help him do his bidding technically, just like he manipulates this person on the 46 CDs. You might be asking, what did he manipulate them to do then? Either way you look at it, manipulating someone isn't a very good thing to do. And that seems to be a theme here, Gregory. Now, the person he's manipulating is none other than Vanessa herself, which is extremely odd because we know Vanessa at the time was also going through her Glitch Trap Vanny transformation. It's almost as if he himself is working for Glitch Trap or is glitch trapped, and he's trying to recruit / make another one of him, right? Seems really odd. But let's look at it. During Security Breach, he passes out for no reason at all, seconds after coming into contact with Vanessa. Why? That's really odd. We also know that during the language in Ruin, it seems like he's actually at the location that the elevator goes down. I mean, he doesn't say it's been trapped down there a really long time. Obviously, there would mean that he's away from the location. He says it's been trapped down here a really long time. That here means that he's still there himself. He's there. It's trapped here with me. It's been trapped here where I am a very long time. This is important because at this point, Glitch Trap has been literally purged from the system because of Help Wanted 2. We know he's no longer around. So if Gregory was under that control of the Glitch Trap virus, he isn't anymore. And seemingly, he was the one who cut the elevator. He also says he is literally there because of his wording and would be able to cut the elevator. Because if you're trying to cut an elevator cord, you'd have to be there in person. Gregory is there. The Mimic couldn't have. He was literally had his arm ripped off. Sure, you could say he remotely cut a what? Steel cord? How does that work? That doesn't seem to be the case, and you could argue that because he was under some type of mind control, just like Vanny, he wasn't responsible for any actions. But in Ruin, he clearly isn't under any mind control. Glitch Trap is gone. So if he did drop that elevator, he's done that of his own accord. Now, in Security Breach, it doesn't seem to be that he's under any Glitch Trap control there either. He's dismantling these animatronics for his own goals. But what? And this is what we've been building up to. You see, in Security Breach, it's quite evident the animatronics are under the effects of the Glitch Trap virus. And by the time Ruin comes around, Glitch Trap isn't around, so they wouldn't be under the effects. Hence why they're able to kind of reboot themselves into their nice friendly selves. Roxanne does it. You know, Freddy is obviously rebooted from the Glitch Trap virus at the beginning of Security Breach. We see Cassie repair Chica with a voice box, and she doesn't attack her. Monty obviously gets completely decommissioned because he gets electrocuted, and so he should do for killing our boy Barney. But the point I'm making here is, once the Glitch Trap virus is removed, evidence suggests that the animatronics return friendly. Now, Gregory, in Security Breach, with his knowledge of the Glitch Trap virus, having been affected with it himself before the events of Security Breach, would know this too. By purging that virus, they'd become back friendly. But he doesn't seem to do this. And I believe it is because he's still under the remnants of the Mimic program, which is part of Glitch Trap, is still influencing his mind. You see, in Ruin, the Mimic literally infects the entirety of the Pizzaplex, is still in the programming of all the other animatronics. Now, I've done an entire theory on the Mimic infecting Freddy as well, so I highly recommend checking that out after this so you get a full understanding of what the Mimic virus can do and how it affects other people. It's highly likely that Gregory was still under some type of effect from the Mimic virus, and the Mimic was trying to escape, hence why he was getting Gregory to try and subtly decommission all the animatronics. Think about it. In Ruin, he gets us to deactivate Roxy because she's a security node, and the fact that she could stop the Mimic. So if there are other animatronics around who are no longer influenced by Glitch Trap and no longer under control, they could easily try and stop the Mimic from escaping as well. So what better way than getting someone who's still kind of influenced by his control to wipe them out? Simple. And further to this, I'd also like to bring up a really important point, that Gregory actually killed people. You're like, what? When did this happen? Now, the reason I've kind of brushed over it is the fact that in the books it's clearly revealed that Gregory is patient 46, and they actually killed the therapists and many others. And that is extremely bad. In the CDs we find throughout Security Breach, it's also hinted that numerous therapists have gone missing or been replaced. That's because that they were killed. But it's important to note here that he killed these people under the control of the Glitch Trap virus / the Mimic. And seemingly by the time Security Breach comes round, if we're taking the books as canon to the games, he has no memory at all of this, which seems to be the case because he also has no memory of Vanessa or Vanny. just that she's some rabbit lady and Vanessa's just trying to capture him. But here's the thing, if he really was an innocent child and was locked in the Pizzaplex, why wouldn't he just go with Vanessa if he had no memory of her? I mean, he'd have no reason to doubt that she was just trying to literally get him out of the Pizzaplex. That's because he does remember her. He does remember some of this. Hence why the Mimic's program is still in there somewhere. And the likelihood is, if he got caught by Vanessa, Vanessa remembers all the people he killed. He's going to be in big trouble. And he would know she's still under the control of the glitch trap virus. He even says this line in the game.
I don't trust her.
Why not?
I don't know who she is, but she's trying to get me.
The fact alone that he is terrified of Vanessa, or Vanny, literally goes to show that she was also capable of killing people. They were both working for the same person, right? Glitch Trap, or the Mimic Glitch Trap virus, doing copycat killings. And that line we literally just played was changed because initially, before the patch 1.05 in February 21, used to say, I don't know who she is, but she's trying to kill me. But they changed it later on for restrictions. And this is the really odd thing. If they were both working for the same person, surely they would just carry on and work together, align their goals. It doesn't make any sense that one of them would want to kill the other if they're both working together, working for the same person. That's because they're not. Gregory is now working for just literally the Mimic, as whereas before he was working for Glitch Trap. But then you might be asking, how did Gregory rid himself of the Glitch Trap virus? And here's the simple answer. We know Gregory literally hacked the animatronics. It's confirmed throughout the game, the CDs, and if you want to go into it, the books. And you see, when Freddy boots into safe mode, you have that period where he obviously collapses and he wakes up in his room with Gregory inside his stomach hatch. Now, Gregory would have obviously made his way into the stomach hatch to hack and control Freddy once again. So Freddy would now be under the control of the Glitch Trap virus. Gregory successfully hacked Freddy because we know that Freddy goes against his superiors, aka Vanny, lies to her, and numerous times goes against his security programs.
That place is reserved for oversized birthday cakes and piñatas. It is not a safe play area.
What Gregory didn't bank on, however, was that when he went into Freddy's stomach hatch and hacked him, it cut him off from the entire connection of Glitch Trap. This then explains why he blacks out. The connection has been severed. Gregory suffers, obviously, memory loss, and is kind of figuring things out. However, when he leaves Freddy's hatch, the Mimic 01 program starts to slowly reactivate. This further increases when he's in the vicinity of Vanny. Hence why when Vanny or Vanessa gets really close, he completely blacks out. I mean, we see that one scene, Vanessa grabs a hold of him and he blacks out, almost as if she's trying to reset his connection to Glitch Trap and get him under the control once again. But here's the thing, he doesn't reconnect to Glitch Trap. He's now free of his control. Well, in a way, he's still influenced by the Mimic 01. Just like Cassie was being influenced by the Mimic 01 program and the Vanny mask. And the key word here is influenced, not controlled. You see, this is the initial escape plan of the Mimic right here. It's going to need to dispose of all the security, all of the guards first, and then make its way out. At this point, it doesn't seem like there was any active security nodes. And we know the Glitch Trap virus was also still in effect, so the Mimic is now competing with the Glitch Trap virus, which is in Vanny throughout the other animatronics, and also has to figure out its own escape plan. That's why it uses Gregory, who's now free of Glitch Trap, but still has the remnants of the Mimic 01. It's embedded in there. This would then explain why he completely wipes out all the other animatronics and upgrades Freddy, because then Freddy could become the new Mimic branch, a super upgraded killing machine in effect. And with all the animatronics out of the way, the Mimic can then easily escape. Gregory easily being influenced as well, the Mimic's plan is in full effect, but he didn't count on one thing here, Freddy. And Freddy finding his own sentience. Freddy realizing that he himself is part of the Mimic's plan. And I explained all that in my other video. And Freddy decides that he's no longer going to be this person. He's no longer going to be a Mimic 01 branch. He's going to be his own person. This then leads him to tell Gregory about the Mimic's plans. Gregory is then aware, and they decide to stop Mimic's influence from spreading. We know Mimic 01 was already trapped downstairs in the old pizzeria. It's been there for a very long time. Gregory tells us this.
I really don't know what it is, but it's been trapped down here a really long time.
But Gregory sets up the MXEX. You see, after this meeting with Vanessa, he's starting to realize that the Mimic 01 program is creeping into every part of the Pizzaplex. This is shown throughout Ruin, where the Mimic is able to connect to all the staff bots, communicate through them, has infiltrated Helpy in order to manipulate Cassie, to stop it from further reaching out, infecting other systems far beyond the reaches of the Pizzaplex. And with Vanny potentially freed from Glitch Trap's control as well because of the Princess Quest ending, she also helps. And it shows that they knew of their past and were also able to correct their future. This also explains Gregory's evil past, how he's able to swap out of it, and why he seemingly takes down the animatronics. It's because he was still being influenced by the motives of the mimic. Either now he's got a horrible warped vision and just wants to upgrade Freddy into a huge killer robot and go on a rampage. One of the two. But either way you look at it, I believe we were solving security breach all wrong, and I've pieced it all together perfectly. Well, almost perfectly, and that's where you come in. I'd love to know your thoughts and theories on anything I've missed below. And don't forget to check out my video on the mimic and Freddy, and obviously Freddy finding his own sentience. Watching that video will give you even more context on this entire thing, and it might even make things even more clear for you. And if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe for plenty more coming up. Hit the subscribe button right now. Do it. And a massive thanks to my YouTube members who are on screen right now, with a special mention to Lauren C. and Penguin Lover 12, who's an ultimate theorist and a twisted animatronic. Thanks guys, and as always, stay safe out there, superstars.
Stay safe out there, superstars.